hands align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Arsenal on My Mind podcast. As always, Spike and Sekijay. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome.
Episode, we're excited to talk about it. But before we get into it, obviously, our heartfelt condolences go out to the family of Jota. That was really, really sad. When I heard about it out here, it really, really crushed me.
Wow.
And we talked about it, and pretty tough.
Tough. Even though he used to score us a lot, but a kid lost his father, a wife lost their husband, a parent lost their child, brothers were lost, so condolence to Jota, and a big condolence to Dodo Mayana, Peter Rufai, the Nigerian legendary goalkeeper. Fun fact: my high school was close to Peter Rufai's father's palace. Apparently, he's the prince.
Oh, yes, wow!
That was the king.
Okay.
So, condolence to the departed. May their souls rest in peace, and their marks in football and the hearts of fans will forever live on.
Absolutely. Well said. All right. Moving on into talking about Arsenal.
What's on my mind?
What's on your mind this week, man? A lot on my mind this week. Different things.
A lot. Party.
Oh, man. That one hurt, man. Because I really wanted him to stay.
It would have been good squad depth if he stayed. But I just read a report just a few minutes ago stating that Arsenal, did you hear that Arsenal actually collated evidences against Partey and delivered it to the authorities and had a deal with the authorities that they don't arrest him or charge him and that's why the renewal talk fell through.
Really? I thought about that when I heard about the charges that were alleged charges. I thought, the timing of this is really weird.
Correct.
Like right as he
a day after
declines the whole thing falls apart. This happens. I felt a lot, and I think I told you, I felt like Arsenal was somehow either protecting him from it. Then once they weren't there anymore, it kind of just came out. But part and parcel of it, that's a whole different story. We don't want to get into the law and the politics of that, but pretty crazy.
It's crazy,
I guess that in a way, in some kind of twisted way, maybe it makes sense to not have re-signed him if it was going to happen anyway.
No. For me, Partey is innocent until proven guilty.
Of course,
we've seen this before with Mendy and Greenwood.
Yep.
At the end of the day, these kids. It feels weird calling them kids, but they're kids.
We're old, man.
These kids are acquainted, but their lives are never the same. Greenwood is married to the same lady that accused him. So
really,
they're happily married with kids.
Interesting.
So the point is, Partey is innocent until proven guilty. But as an Arsenal fan, that has been chasing a major trophy for about 20 years now,
right?
Of course, it makes sense that we don't need any of that drama
or distraction.
Mainly, new players are coming in. We have to protect the psychic of the club, the atmosphere of the dressing room. So it makes sense. It will be nice to have him because that would be real squad depth. That would give Zubimendi time to kind of get acclimated. But now Zubimendi has to hit the ground running.
Absolutely, right away.
Right away because that cushion is not there.
It's not there. finally he got announced. The worst kept secret in the world of Zubimendi joining Arsenal.
Before we quickly go there, actually, I want one more big ups to Liverpool. Liverpool decided. Did you hear that they decided to pay Jota's salary until his contract expires to his family?
Oh wow,
that's 2027.
Real classy move.
Classy. Big ups Liverpool. That's a neat move right there.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, Zubimendi, I mean, he's like you said, he's going to have to join this team now and be the man in midfield.
Yeah.
I mean, someone pointed out the other day to me that you still have Marino, and you know what? That's true. I think we got used to like Marino as like a striker, or an emergency striker, but it is a midfielder, and him and Zubimendi formed a very formidable midfield pairing during their time at Sociedad.
Even though the older guy was still a baby then. He was there.
Yeah, but those two were the foundation. They were the, they were the what do you call it, the double pivot in midfield.
Correct.
So technically, if we choose to play Rice at the 6 and just to begin the season, we can play Marino, in the 8 and, gives Zubi time to adjust. But I think if this signing had happened like when it was supposed to happen, like early, I'd be more excited. Now I'm just like I'm jaded. I'm tired. I'm waiting.
Burned out. Yeah, but it's still exciting. We got a top class number 6. Is arguably top. Even if we don't say top 5, it's top 10 number 6s in the world right now. Real Madrid tried to hijack that deal. Remember?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Man City wanted him to replace Rodri.
Liverpool wanted him.
Liverpool. So I know that experience. When you buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, when it's parked in your garage, then you start looking at it as ordinary. Still a Lamborghini.
That's true.
So Zubimendi is still a quality player.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's coming into a quality team.
Yep.
So it's not like he's coming in to carry a lot of weight on his shoulder.
True.
He's coming into a quality team. We still have ways to kind of ease him into it, as you rightly stated.
Right.
Rice number 6, Marino. Marino is there. So there are options.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we're keeping Lankonga. I don't know if he's...
Well, I don't know about that. Lankonga is... I mean, the thing is, honestly, there's a player in there because he played on loan. Was it at Sevilla, I think? He played regularly, So there is a player in there. I just don't know what that player looks like,
But I don't see us going to go buy another midfielder, right?
I don't think so either. I mean, we already have Norgard coming. That's the thing, right?
Oh, Norgard is coming. So we're good.
So we have the depth. We have the numbers for sure, So I don't think... And with...
Simba can play there too. Skelly can play there.
True. And I mean, I don't think we're short in midfield. I'm just saying, particularly when you think about if we actually land a striker, and Yorker is right, then really Marino was bought as a midfielder. He's a midfielder.
Yeah, he's gonna play midfield. Remember, we have Havertz too.
Yeah, Havertz, and I mean Jesus. I don't know how far his injury rehab is going, but I don't think we should sell Jesus. I don't think he's a bad player.
No, I don't think we should sell him.
Off the bench, he's great.
Jesus is a feel-good player.
Yeah.
We should still have that feel-good player.
Absolutely. I'm okay with that.
There are times in the season you're going to need that feel-good player.
Absolutely.
So I think we should keep Jesus. Great deal securing Kepa too.
Yeah.
For a cut price.
Really good price on Kepa. I mean, dude, he was the highest priced goalkeeper in the world. Well, in 2021,
they bought him for 85 million.
Yeah, that is nuts.
I sold him for 5 million.
And I don't. Even if he's half the player they thought it was going to be, 5 million is still a great deal.
I was going to say the economics teacher of the owner of Chelsea will be disappointed, but at the same time, the owner of Chelsea is a billionaire, so
yeah, so it doesn't matter to him. And but yeah, again, good signing again. And now we're pushing really hard for like some big names. Oh
yeah,
Yorkeres over Sesko, to me, is like the best news of the summer.
How did they do that?
Yep. That's a the Bane mask.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that guy, I've always been a fan of him. Over Sesko, and I'm like, yeah, he's a more proven, big body, striker that scores goals for fun.
And he's hungrier.
He's hungrier.
Because he's at that point in his career.
At the peak of his career.
Yeah. So he's hungry.
Yeah. So, I mean...
That's a good attribute.
Yeah, I mean, he's never going to score 50 goals again on Arsenal because we're never going to score that many goals as a team, I don't think.
Why do you say that?
Because the way Arsenal plays...
We've always said that if Arsenal gets a prolific
30. 30 is prolific. 30 goals. 50 is kind of crazy.
Haaland can score 50 goals. Why can't... Look.
I'm just saying that I don't think he will.
I don't think he will, but we shouldn't put that out there. We expect 50 goals from you, Sam.
Yeah, because my point is Arsenal's goals are pretty spread out over the team.
True.
I mean, Saka's going to get his 15, so hopefully Odegaard gets his 10.
The assists are going to go up.
Of course, for sure. But I'm super excited for this deal to go through. I hope it doesn't drag out. I'm really tired of Arsenal.
You hope it doesn't drag out. He's been dragging out. He's about to get done now.
Well, no, because up until all this whole while, there's been no bid, right?
Yeah.
So at least now we're hearing there's a bid. Mm-hmm. So it can still drag out because Arsenal will drag out.
The bid got rejected.
Yeah, drag out merchants. You just get the deal done. I keep seeing articles talking about, Mikel wants the deal done quickly.
Yeah.
It quickly was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not like now. Oh, yeah. But either way, big news. If we get Gyökeres,
it's a big news.
I mean, to me, whether or not he's the best striker in the world or not, it fills a need.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We need a striker.
Absolutely. I mean, a fox in the box.
Yep.
He's hungry. He's proven, even though howbeit he's in a different league, but he's proven.
Yeah.
If you're used to seeing the ball hit the net, the back of the net, 50 times in a season, you have some sort of confidence.
Absolutely.
You know what you're doing.
It's funny because I saw a stat talking about that the only time he got stifled in the Champions League was when they played us.
Of course.
When he couldn't do anything.
He didn't want to do anything against his future club. So
I just think obviously Arsenal's back four is really good. Silencing strikers. Oh yeah. So I'll take that. But Gyökeres deal coming through. If it ends up being the price that I'm seeing, 68,
still. Well, they are holding out for 70.
Yeah, but whatever.
$2 million.
In that range there, really great deal.
It's
right?
a big deal.
So
and he has already taken off the $2 million because
he's given up his signing bonus. Yeah. So he really wants to be here, which interestingly dovetails to what we talked about earlier when we were talking about how Arsenal only really wants players that want Arsenal.
Absolutely.
It seems to be a key thing. And without knowing what's going on in those rooms, right? We heard the rumors about Sesko wanting a release clause and whatnot. That could have been the turning point.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what? We don't, you don't want us the way we want you.
No.
So we're gonna move on to someone who does.
Yeah. Sesko is not hungry. He's not as hungry as Gyökeres because look at the age disparity, the age difference between them. Sesko still feels he has time. Yeah. I still have a ceiling and all of that. Gyökeres' neck is sticking out of his ceiling, so he's ready.
Yep. And the last thing I'll say about him is on the Sweden squad, right? He's behind what's the Newcastle? Isak. Yeah. So the only way he's ever gonna have a chance to usurp Isak is to play for Arsenal or play for a really big team.
Absolutely.
He's not gonna bench Isak playing for Sporting.
No.
So he's hungry.
So this is a good
for the World Cup.
This is a good competition.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, Gyökeres, hopefully by the time you guys are watching this tomorrow, it's already a done deal. That would be great. But I would say end of the week maybe with the way Arsenal moves. But that leads me to another couple of players that we've been linked to it.
Well, the three ninjas.
Two ninjas and one baby ninja, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Right? Well, we can call him. Well, he's a ninja.
The Eze versus Madueke going on out there.
Well, for me, Gyökeres is great. Zubimendi is great. Kepa, all that is great. Now, this player, this particular player, I'm super excited about. Eze.
Oh yeah.
I'm licking my lips.
Eze would destroy Arsenal.
I'm praying. I'm begging Arsenal. I hope this is not one of your
smoke screen.
Your bait and switch. You bait us with Eze, then slap us with Sterling again. I said, don't worry, he had an injury. Now he's better.
Now he's better.
We don't want that, please. Don't do any of it. Get this guy. Eze, personally, Eze does not affect signing any other winger.
I agree.
But
I don't want the winger to be Madueke.
No, I don't want Madueke.
Yes.
Because Madueke, he's a good player.
I like him.
But he's a Chelsea player. I'm tired of these Chelsea boys.
Well,
1.
Yeah.
2, we need to give Nwaneri a chance to blossom.
Absolutely.
We have to, and you've heard that Nwaneri apparently is holding off on the contract because
he wants some guarantees.
He wants guarantees.
Yeah, because Madueke is a left footer.
And Liverpool is talking to him.
Yeah, he's a left footer.
Shamelessly, they're talking to him.
Well, they're thinking about talking. They can't talk to him officially. But Madueke is really, on paper, is a Saka backup.
He's a Saka backup.
He's a right winger that's left footed.
Yeah, so I don't see him as a... So I see Eze as a backup to Odegaard.
And the left wing.
Or even right.
Well, yeah.
But left, yes.
Because he's right footed.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Madueke, I see more of a backup to Saka. I don't see him playing the left.
No, but he doesn't play on the left.
That's playing him.
There's no reason to buy him for 50 million. They quoted.
I'm playing
out of position.
No, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, Madueke. I remember him from. I think he was a PSV in the Dutch league where he came from. I believe either PSV or Feyenoord. It was PSV. He was really good there. I mean, he was electric as a winger.
On his days, he's really electric. I've seen even games he's played against us.
Yeah, if we didn't have Nwaneri, I would be like, I'll jump on it. I'll jump on it. But, get it.
But Nwaneri has... there were times last season, this 17-year-old kid gave us hope. Excited us.
When Saka was injured,
excited us, made us believe again.
Yep.
So don't do that to him.
It's funny
because he's also talking to Chelsea.
No, every English club will always check on it, of course. But it's funny because I know I'm guilty of this hypocrisy, if you will, right? Always saying like, just buy the player, forget about whose path you're blocking. Just be ruthless like Chelsea. I mean, like Man U and Man City. They don't care. You want a player, buy him. So if the young guy is better, so what? He'll pass him up in the depth chart, and have a guy on the bench who's worth 50 million, right? I get all that, and I really believe that in this case, though, Nwaneri I think is a generational talent.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I think you got to respect blocking.
You got to respect. It's funny you said that because I was just while you were talking, I was just thinking about when Messi was 16. Then you go buy. Whoever
Zidane or something. Right? I don't know how.
And come block his path.
Yep.
This kid has given us. There's been games he's given us Messi vibes.
He is electric. My point is, not if you're gonna buy another winger, right? Doesn't need to be 50 million.
No.
Doesn't need to be to Chelsea again.
No.
We should buy like a winger that knows he's coming to play maybe third fiddle, right?
Correct.
But Nwaneri to me to be protected.
He should be protected. He's been protected. He's been protected. Well. I understand the context you mean by protected.
Yeah.
But he's been protected enough. And now it's time to unleash him.
Yes, he needs to play. I mean, he needs to be starting every game in every cup. First of all,
I agree.
Like unfair. We cannot let Saka run his.
No.
Don't run them to the ground again.
They can't run him into that.
Yeah. And then literally, I expect that any game that we're winning in Premier League, once a 75-minute mark hits,
put Nwaneri in.
Put him in.
Absolutely.
Every game.
Absolutely.
And even because we're losing, if we need a spark. But the thing is, I think we've proven at Arsenal that we need to manage our workloads better.
Yes.
Because our system, Mikel's system, is predicated on certain kind of players.
Correct.
When you don't have that Saka, it's a problem. When you don't have that Odegaard, it's a problem. When you don't have Havertz even, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So we need to really take this holistic approach of resting these guys consistently and making sure that we're giving ourselves a chance to win any trophy.
Absolutely.
Any trophy throughout the season, So the bigger squad, I'm okay with. I'm fine with a bigger squad. But I heard the ESPN guys say that it's either Eze or Madueke. To me, it's a no-brainer.
No,
Eze is far better than he is.
Please, don't even. Yeah. It's a no-brainer.
Yes.
So, in a nutshell, get Eze, get Nwaneri signed to his new contract,
Right.
then look for a player that fits the profile, as you rightly stated, that can kind of cover
Both wings, maybe.
both wings.
Yeah.
Or cover.
Ultimately speaking, I think we can just look forward to the rest of the window. Hopefully this week get some signings in, and we can wait on Rodrigo. End of the window.
Get Eze signed. Lock down Nwaneri. Martinelli can play right, and we can splurge on Rodrigo.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Trossard can go get a new agent. Oh, well, you already did. Well, then we'll see.
We'll see how that goes, but I want to keep him.
Well, as you said, what was your analogy with Trossard again?
He is like a Swiss Army knife.
Under floodlights, the fans align. In red and white, they always shine. With every pass, it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand, Arsenal's on my mind. Oh Arsenal, you never fail. Through rain and sun, our steadfast sail